you can share it from the Best Damn Bookkeeping page.
Okay.
Oh, hey, there we're live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday night. We got Ray. Give me your last name.
Malaski.
Malaski. I thought it was Malaski, but I figured it was one of those where I could like totally F it up and be like Malaski.
It's better to be honest.
Yeah, you don't want to screw that up. But we got Ray Malaski in the house from Get Cleaning Clicks. He scaled maid service businesses. He's grown a marketing firm helping maid service businesses. Wrote a damn book. The guy wrote a damn book. He's got a podcast. You can see it behind him, Cleaning Elevation Podcast. And we're hanging out. I got my Coors Light. Ray, you're just taking it easy tonight.
I'm taking it easy tonight. I was watching the play-ins for the NBA in the Eastern Conference because our Pistons are number one.
Oh, yeah.
And, I was just kind of curious how those teams would play out. But then, we had this going on, so I had to step off of that and then come over here.
I'm so out of touch with the NBA. Did my Bucks even make it into anything? Or are they just straight out? They're left out.
I'm not really sure where they're at, honestly.
That makes two of us.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I think they are in. I think they play West, though, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think they play East.
No, the Bucks are East.
Are they? Hold on.
T-Wolves are West. I got to keep track because I'm
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I get them mixed up all the time.
I'm in Minnesota, but I'm a Wisconsin guy. So I can cheer for – it's kind of nice. Football, like screw the Vikes, go Pack. But basketball, baseball, I can kind of cheer for the Twins, which is brutal, and I can cheer for the Brewers, which is also generally brutal. In basketball, I can do the same. I can cheer for the T-Wolves. I can cheer for the Bucks. Kind of like little yin and a little yang. It's nice.
Right. So where are you at? Where are you located?
I'm outside of the Twin Cities. I'm north of the Twin Cities, like suburbs. Okay. But I still like if somebody says, "Hey Dan, where are you from?" I'm from Wisconsin. Like can't take a cheese head out of a guy. Yeah, I've lived here for more of my life, but like if the Badgers are playing and the Gophers are playing, I'm watching the Badgers.
Yeah, home is home. Always.
Home's home, dude. Can't change that. Can't change that. Are you Michigan guy through and through? I was looking at your Facebook feed. You got Pistons stuff. You got Wolverine stuff. Congrats, Wolverines.
Right.
Good to get a Big Ten championship in there.
That's huge. Yeah, I'm a big Michigan guy. Like, it's local or nothing for me. I traveled over the years. I've been to every state in the U.S. I've been to Hawaii, been all over to several different times in every state. And like, there's just no place like home.
I hear that. When I was back in my corporate days, I spent like 10 years doing the corporate thing and got sent to China for a bunch of projects. And then I was like on dock to go to Central America, which like Central America's cool. But if I'm there, I kind of feel like sitting in a tiki bar and, doing some fishing or surfing or something. And just everywhere I went and I was in England for 3 months when I was in college and did the whole Europe thing. And everywhere I went, I was like, man, I just want to get back to the Midwest. Like, it's cool being out of here for a little bit, but get me back.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. It draws us. I've come to the conclusion that our summers are absolutely beautiful.
Oh, it's the best.
And that's what does it for you, because it's never too hot. It's never too cold. It's just right the whole time, even though it is a short season. So the snow has to be worth it. And for me, it's worth it. Plus, I'm a big outdoors guy. I love hunting. So fall, that time, that's my go time.
Drew Larison, oh, there he is. For a sec, he was in the wrong chat. I was going to have to give him a hard time, and he showed up here to pay some compliments. I don't know who he's talking to. Said something about some handsome fellas, so he must have commented on the wrong podcast. But Ray, so this is just entrepreneurship life. Like when you and I are done, I got 4 clients I got to set up. I got 5 videos to record, and my turkey tag started today, but I couldn't hunt today. I got tomorrow morning, so I got to get up at 4 a.m. to go turkey hunting tomorrow morning. So
the grind is real.
But tomorrow morning's looking real nice. Tomorrow morning and Friday morning, I got blocked off. I got meetings all afternoon, but I got mornings to go sneak out into the woods and chase some cows.
Yeah.
Pull the freezer up a little bit. So.
It's turkey time here too. We have over the tags. We don't have to apply for them, so we are over the counter tags, so we can go get the tags and just go.
There you go.
I have a couple leases, 108 acres and then 26 acres, and then got like 10 acres in my backyard, and
Mhm.
they're just everywhere.
They are. They are. They're not hard to hunt. They're just interesting to hunt.
It
Like
is, yeah.
they're frustrating to hunt because one day you can feel like you're on them. But we were out for youth season this last weekend, my daughter and I, and we had 3 different groups or gobbles coming in different directions off the roost. And then you wait for a couple hours and it's like they're dead, they're silent, and then you hear some. And we were calling this group in, and I thought they were coming for sure. And then the neighbor was like, "Oh, well, okay."
You're
But then,
welcome.
yeah, and then they started gobbling again, and then they came out onto our field. There were 4 of them. Oh, actually, and the neighbor is youth season. The neighbor shot 3 times, so I'm pretty sure they just scared a bunch of birds. I don't think I'm doubting they got one. The minute, like, the odds of getting a turkey when there's a second shot is low, and when there's a third shot, that turkey's 50 yards away just running.
Yeah, mission's over. Yeah, you can
rare.
crack that beer and go home.
Mm-hmm. And then a different, like, one of the other turkeys that was gobbling off the roost came like running across the field. He was like behind a swale. We didn't see him, and all of a sudden he came from a different direction and chased those 4 off. And then one came back out, and I don't know, maybe he was the one that got shot at or something, and he saw our decoys and he kind of stayed 100 yards away and then just was like, no. I was like, well, that's turkey hunting, man. That's just how it's like, who knows what they're thinking? They don't know what they're thinking.
Right.
Pure instinct. So
yeah, I used to have a pheasant dog, and it was not very loyal. So it would basically hunt for whoever had a gun and was shooting.
Absolutely. I'm here for the pheasant. Sorry, Ray. I'm here for the
pheasant. It was all about the pheasants to him. And we shot one. He chased it like way over into the edge of the field, and then somebody else took a couple shots in that field that he was right next to, and he was gone over there. And I had to go grab him out of the field and realign him.
Yep, it's just dude's pumped. He was just like, "Oh, you guys got birds over there? Here I come. Come. Knock them down." I feel you on the Midwest though. Like about the time you're sick of the season that you're in, it's time for the next one. Like I was kind of just getting done with ice fishing season, and like, man, this winter's like feeling like it's getting a little long. And now here it is. It's springtime. It's turkey hunt season. And about the time I'm like, man, I'm just, frustrated getting my ass kicked by these turkeys. Then it's be like, oh, hey, check it out. Fishing opener. And then it's like Great Lakes fishing. And then about the time I'm like, man, I'm just kind of looking forward to the next thing. It's like, hey, here we go. Deer hunting opener. We got archery season. And it just like, there's always something right around the corner. There's always something like fresh to look forward to. It's, I don't know. I wouldn't have it any other way. Wouldn't have it.
Me either, honestly.
People always give the cold a hard time. And I'm just
but they don't understand it because they don't live it. So that would be my assumption anyways.
Yeah. There's an acclimation for sure. But also, I just like to point out to all those people, like, we have clothes. We have technology to keep ourselves warm. We're not out there sitting on a 5-gallon bucket freezing our asses off. Like, we have good gear. We stay warm. Wind can kind of suck, but cold temps aren't that bad, except for with like when it makes your truck stop working. But we have all the stuff we need to be comfortable in cold weather. I'd much rather be dealing with cold than like 100+ degrees. You can't get out of heat. You can't. You can only take so many layers off, man. It's gross.
Yeah, I remember my first time in Florida, like 90-degree day, typical high humidity, and then this storm comes in for about an hour, and it just storms and storms, and we're driving. And in like 10 minutes after the storm, it's dry. You can't even tell there was rain. I was like, what? What just happened here?
Where did that go?
I'm from Michigan. I don't get this.
Michigan, it's like, oh, here comes the storm. We'll see you tomorrow. It'll be the rest of the day here. Cold front, storm coming in. Don't plan on fishing tomorrow. It's going to be slow.
Right.
How, changing gears on you, how did you think CBF Live went? That was like, I've done some virtual conferences before, and I hadn't had good experiences with them, but this is Debbie, and we support Debbie and her crazy ideas. And I was just blown away that she had hundreds of people like live engaged on video in the comments. It like blew me away how well she ran that event. Did you have the same vibe?
Same vibe. Yeah. Like I was like admittedly going into it, I'm kind of like, like, I really like the vibe thing. I like connecting with people, but like this did it. I was very, very pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, I would totally do it again.
I I I would say like as a vendor, it was our best ROI, like for numbers of demos, for number of interactions,
You know?
the breakout rooms, the vendor times. I felt like it was actually probably easier to get through and like talk to more people than when you're in person and like 5 people line up and you get to talk to one and then like 3 leave because you can't talk to everybody all at once.
Right.
Like it was quicker to
I
move
did
around.
like that. Like I'd had, 15, 20 people in the room and we could kind of just go around and spend that time talking with everybody. It's not I guess I mean I guess technically we probably could do that in person, but when you're in person, it's like that one person walks up to you, they consume all your time, and that's okay because
And they
this is what
box
we're
out.
there for, to help them.
They play like they're playing for the Pistons. They like box out and they try to hog you so that nobody else can get
Yeah,
up.
right. Yeah. Yeah. This was I don't know, I've done several live events. And it's like, I feel like sometimes we had 20 people in line and, you want to help everybody, but you end up just kind of like pushing through next, next, next. And
Yep.
you don't want to do that, but that's what
Feels like
happens. And
feels like when I was dating in high school, man. It's just like, oh, come on.
yeah, right.
Yeah. Or at least I know a guy that it was like that for him anyway.
Yeah, somebody. It wasn't you,
Yeah,
of course.
you can imagine what it would be like.
You were the nice guy. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I was surprised though, like Debbie just has such a command of an audience like that she was able to like keep everybody there. And that's so hard to do virtually because we all can get distracted so easily. I'm not gonna lie, I was multitasking a little bit. I got some things done. But that was the first time at CBF. Like I've been doing CBF live events since like 2017, 2018, whenever she did her first one. And I'm usually out in the vendor area. Like I'm not in the room. And even if I am in the room, I can't interact with people when Debbie's on stage or when one of the coaches is on stage.
Yep.
And in this way, and I didn't expect this at all. Like the chat was going, and that chat was going. Like that was participated.
That's a huge point to make too. Is we were very more interactive than we typically would be, right? So everybody's in the room for an hour. They come out to see us. They got to go to the bathroom. They got to get something to drink. They're on other missions, and we're just kind of there while they're passing, instead of being with them the whole time, and then also being able to comment and interact with them. Yeah. It was definitely a lot more powerful than I expected.
Oh, big time. I'm curious. I mean, I think for sure as vendors, like I haven't talked to a vendor who it wasn't a win for. I think like all of us were pleasantly surprised. I'm curious for like the CBF members, if they thought it was as valuable as when they get to go live. I'm sure there's some like trade-offs of, well, I mean, like cost effectiveness wise, crazy value. I think it was like $97 for them to attend 2 days of that, compared to hundreds and thousands of dollars by the time you get the flights and hotels. It is cool to go see everybody and like give the hugs and build the relationships that way. Like I do miss that. We got that at CleanCon though. We got some of that at CleanCon, so that was cool.
We did. Yep.
I'm curious how it was for Debbie. Like,
I am too. And
lines them up.
I'm sure we both have plenty of clients that are with Debbie. So, but like it was funny. One of the people that showed up, and I actually had a sales call and closed her on Monday. She rented a hotel room just to
zero in on it.
Yeah, she was like, I had to just get out and go rent a hotel just so I could focus for it. And I was like, you know what, that's actually a great idea.
Yep. Yeah, I was surprised at how many people were there on camera. Like a couple times I zoomed out so I could just see as many people as possible and like see who was all there. And maybe it's just because I suspect that at any moment Debbie would be like, "Where's Dan at?" And then if I wasn't there or if I wasn't paying attention, I'd be like, "Oh, what?" So like I was like here, I was like kind of multitasking, but a couple times she was like, and then Dan does this, and I'd be like, "Yeah, hey, I'm over here." Like, right. I don't want to get caught not paying attention here. So
right.
it had me captured. But we'll see if she does it. Like she'll play the numbers of it. We'll see if she does it that way again or goes back to in person or some modification of it. It'll be
a combination of them both. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be interesting, but like I would totally be down for that. I've learned a couple things. One, I don't think I had my day blocked out on Friday. So like in Thursday,
Friday they had a bunch of vendor
calls on Friday, and I was like,
yeah, that's a good point.
So now I know I got to block that calendar out so nobody can book. And then I had to have my assistant Kim go.
Yeah, I had Skip, who's my GM, jumped in a few times, and like there was one guy that needed a client of ours that needed me to jump on something. So I was like trying to like arrange time with him, but I had to like reschedule him twice. Go like, hey, Colin, can you go in like 15 minutes, or how about maybe 30 minutes? Like I just found out we have a vendor time here, and so can I move this around? Like, sorry for messing with the schedule, but like Skip had to jump in and cover me a little bit. I had Friday blocked, but I had it blocked to go turkey hunting with my nephew, but then I realized his season didn't start till Saturday anyway. So I was like, hey, well now I'm good to go. It was blocked, and now it's still blocked. But
right.
I think you're right. You gotta be engaged, even just in the chat. Like the chat is where you can help a lot of people that if you're in the room and Debbie says something and people have all these questions going through their head, they would forget what their question was. If it was really live and they were in person, they wouldn't have a chance to ask it. And here they can drop it in the chat, and then we can weigh in and like kick it around a little bit. I don't know if and like Debbie could see what we were saying, right? So I don't know if Debbie found that to be distracting, helpful, harmful. Like I haven't talked to her.
Well, I mean, she came into this expecting that the chat would be going on, right? So I don't, I would think that would have been helpful, definitely.
Yeah, no, it was interesting. I'm not surprised she pulled it off.
No,
but I'm like very pleasantly surprised in a way that it went as well as it did. Like I never put it past Debbie to pull something off. That's awesome.
No, she did a great job of this and definitely put her time into it, and you could tell. And even the post support was like, really strong. Like, hey, here's where we're going. And then Sam with all her follow-ups, like she was on point. Everybody was on point.
Sam's been chasing me around, and I'm just like, Sam, I don't have any time this week. I see your emails.
I know. I know. I'm like, my calendar's booked. Like, I totally see it, and I do definitely want to jump in, but let me catch up.
Yep. I have a good 2-3 weeks here of just like a mad dash. And I was just telling our team, like, now's kind of when it starts to ease off. Usually we're like kind of at the end of convention season here.
Yep.
And we have a lot of demos still like following up, but we're like working our way towards kind of our slower season in the summer. And I'm like, never mind, gas pedal down.
Yeah.
We got another couple months. Like,
you're working through lunch. Sorry.
Yeah, build the wait list. No, it's fun. I'm glad she did it. We'll see what she does for the next.
Yeah, definitely. I don't know what the next event is. Do you?
They've got Phoenix in September sometime. They've got their CBF retreat, which they started allowing vendors to. It's CBF Live is for CBF people and new people that want to check out CBF. The CBF retreat is just for CBF members. They just always do it when I'm on a hunting trip. Like I'm always like September. I do a really good job of not doing work stuff in the fall. I mean, I do a lot of work stuff, but I like intentionally don't travel to trade shows in the fall very often because it's hunting time, and it's like a huge priority for me.
Last year was the first time I broke those rules because I was typically the same. October, November, December, like, hey, we're not traveling anywhere. We're not doing anything. Like, it's hunting season. We're doing our thing. Like that, my thought was like, that's my time to recoup. That's my time I need in the woods, just, for that clarity. Yep. And, last year was the first time that I didn't do it. I spoke at ISSA in Vegas, and it was like, I think I missed opening day, which I like haven't done.
Oh, ever. Jesus. That's damn near sacrilege, Ray.
It was, but if you're going to do it, just, you got to do it. So, and I told myself like, all right, I'm going to change this up this year. I'm going to put in some effort, even though I probably should be hunting and decompressing, and then just, go balls to the wall.
Yeah. It is funny. And I'm sure you see it with your clients too. There's like seasons of push, and you can't run your business as a sprint all the time. Like it burns everybody out. It breaks too many systems and processes. It burns you out. But like when it's go time, it's go time, and you need everybody to be on board. I feel like that's how we are right now. It's like, hey, it's go time. And we thought we were like towards the end of go time, but what we thought was the finish line just turned out to be a checkpoint. So we got more go time, and like, we're going to help a lot of people. It's what we're here for. We're passionate about it. Just, we thought the long days and long weeks we're going to come to a slow down here a little bit sooner. Looks like we get to make some more hay, and the sun's still shining. So
like, our slow time is usually the busy season for cleaning, which is actually starting this month.
Like right now. Yeah.
Like right now it's starting. So right now all the way through September, and it depends on where your clients are. Like if you're in Arizona, your busy season.
Your busy is the opposite. Yeah.
It's the opposite. So, now's the time things kind of slow down. Everybody's busy. Things are happening. But end of the year and then the beginning of the year, the end of the year isn't so bad. That's when everybody's reevaluating everything and rebudgeting and things like that. But the beginning of the year, that's when it's just slow. And like, you can't make anything happen, even though you try your hardest. It's just slow, right?
Yeah,
that's when
I've spent so much money over the years of running maid services and window cleaning companies trying to market to people that didn't exist.
Yeah, right.
Like, it's just, if there's nobody there to shop, like I don't know who I was trying to convince to need my services, but it's really expensive to find people when they're not there.
Yeah, that is. And you can see it. The emails start coming in. Hey, leads are down, leads are down, leads are down. I'm like, yeah, it's that time of year.
Oh yeah, they are.
Yep.
Yeah, we see the same thing in recruiting. It's actually probably the inverse. Like, the labor market is the best in January and February because like nobody else is recruiting, because people don't need new employees in January and February. But the labor market, you get the labor people, like the shift from new year, new me, resolutions. I'm gonna go find a new thing, and the A players are generally looking in January and February. But most companies aren't recruiting because they don't need employees in January and February. They need them in March and April. And so they wait. And the people that are proactive get all the good ones. And then the people that are recruiting right now are like, the labor market sucks. Nobody wants to work anymore.
Right.
You missed it. You just missed it. You waited until the clicks were really expensive. And most of the clicks are from shitheads. Like, this is marketing. You should have been marketing to these people back in January and February, not in March and April, where now you're fighting with everybody else for the worst clicks and you're paying extra for them.
Yeah, that's when my clients get desperate for hiring. They're like, hey, can we just like put a Google Ads campaign together for hiring? Can we run some Facebook ads for hiring? I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Yep.
$50 a lead is about what we get on the recruiting side. We're somewhere around there.
Yep. And at the end of the day, it's like, hey, we have a marketing budget, but marketing, and I'm guessing you've run into this, like, your marketing budget is useless if you don't have any employees to go clean the thing.
Yeah, we have people shift that all the time. They're like, hey, leads are not the problem. I need to hire. I need to take $2,000 from our marketing and move it to hiring. And I'm like, yeah, no problem. Yep. We can do that.
Yep. Bump it over. It's all one. It's kind of all the same budget, because
it really is. Yeah.
You can't spend one without spending the other one. And if you're short, we always used to say, like, the magic formula in any home service business, but especially maid services, where it's like you have no buffer between your employee and the end result. Like, they are the thing that creates the end result.
Yeah.
So our magic formula was always capacity equals demand. And to the extent we could make that formula true, the business usually ran pretty well. But if one was significantly higher / lower than the other, it didn't matter which one it was. Like, you could be marketing like crazy and have a bunch of leads but have no employees. Life sucked. Or you could be overstaffed and have a bunch of employees, but lead flow slows down. Life sucks. Like, both sets of problems are equally bad. And so it's like, finding that balance and like fighting to make those things equal is a never ending, like, that is the game.
It really is.
It's the game.
It also depends where they're at too, because if you've got businesses that are in growth mode, they're the ones that are always hiring. If you get people that are in stable mode, you know, they're kind of like, okay, they don't need a lot, right?
Yep.
So it really depends on where they're at in their business too, as to what that demand looks like and lead.
Yeah. Let me let's go back down memory lane for a minute here.
Mm-hmm.
How the hell did you end up in maid services? Because
Oh.
like I felt weird about it when I did. Like I was in the corporate world, then I joined my buddies and we had this window cleaning business. And before I even left the corporate world and joined full time, we had started buying maid services, and we had 7 different locations. And I was the first one to like start a maid service business from scratch, just for cash flow reasons. Like our window cleaning was shut down for 4 months out of the year in the winter.
Mm-hmm.
We got into maid services purely because, like, well, hey, we clean the outside of the house. How about we clean the inside of the house? It was a terrible idea. I don't recommend it. Like being in so many locations with so many different businesses is stupid.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, over the years, we went through several clients like, hey, we're going to add a carpet cleaning division. And anytime that ever happens, it just doesn't, it never works out. You can never give it the same amount of energy as you gave your first business. But to answer your question, so I was a parts guy at a GM dealership.
That's what, like, when I look at you, Ray, I see that. I don't see a maid service guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't know if that's a compliment or an offensive thing, but that's what I see.
That's what I was, you know. 18, I started as a parts driver. I worked up the parts counter, then wholesale manager, and then parts manager. And then, you know, when we had the automotive crisis, like dealerships shut down, you couldn't find jobs. There were layoffs everywhere. And then I went into the automotive software component of that, a company called DealerTrack DMS out of Utah. And then from there, I was like flying all over. And, you know, going through the dealership, like you think dealerships are big businesses, and they are, because they're doing, you know, hundreds of millions in sales, but they're really small businesses because it's ran by a guy and his son, you know, like, and when you work for a small business like that and you want to go places in life, you're somewhat capped, right? So I always felt capped in that position. And then when I went to corporate and I started to see how these professional people acted, not like a parts guy at a dealership, I'm like, man, okay, I'm starting to feel this. I see what they have going on, and then seeing how their entrepreneurial spirit was, and I'm like, I can vibe with that. So my kids went to we had 4 kids. The last one went to school. The wife was like, what do you want to do? Do you want to go to school? She was great at cleaning. I was like, hey, well, or we could open a cleaning business. I knew nothing about marketing at this time. Right. She's like, yeah, let's open a cleaning business. I'm like, okay, what do I do? Right. So I had to go and figure all that out. Right. I have my full-time job. I'm building this cleaning business. And then I just got really good at the marketing. And I was really good at it. Nobody else was doing it, especially at that time. We're talking 2010.
Yeah.
And like all my friends were like, Ray, can you help me? Ray, can you help me? Ray, can you help me? And so now I have a 6-figure cleaning business. I have a 6-figure marketing company, and I have a 6-figure full-time job.
Yeah.
I was sleeping like 2 hours a week.
I was going to say, like, seemed like a good idea at the time.
Yeah, it was a great idea at the time. Money was great. I just had no soul left at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So
when you were saying that about like people coming with carpet cleaning or doing what you did, we just finished reading all the Harry Potter books, and now we're watching the movies. We got one more movie left to go. It just makes me think of Voldemort with the Horcruxes splitting up his soul. That's a business owner with too many businesses. You're just splitting up your soul, and
true story.
Really miserable.
True story. So I was like, all right, where do I want to be? You know, I'm 35 or so at the time, and I'm like, I want to be my own boss. And my passion was in the marketing. So I sold the cleaning business for next to nothing just to get rid of it.
Yep.
I quit my full-time job, and I became a marketer in 2017 full-time, and was scared shitless.
I was gonna say that's a leap. That is a leap.
That's the leap, you know, and everybody, like, I see a lot of people, even cleaning business owners, come in and they're like, well, I have a full-time job. The cleaning business is my side hustle. And, you know, so when I hear that story, it speaks to my soul. I'm like, yeah, I was there, right? I
That
did
t-shirt.
that. Yeah. And obviously I must be good at it because,
It's still here.
you know, I'm still here. We've been successful. I've helped grow hundreds of $1 million cleaning businesses. I've worked with thousands of cleaning businesses. And, you know, I love the industry. I really do.
And I don't know if you felt this too, but when I was like in the corporate space, and maybe it's just because I'm a finance dude, it was like really scary to me to do anything entrepreneurial.
Mhm.
I think I'm wired for it because I don't like the bureaucracy of the corporate world. Like
Yeah, that was it for me.
I liked my job and I was good at it, but the politics of it, I was like, it just takes us way too long to get shit done.
Mhm.
Oh, why is my camera going out? Okay, I'm back. And so that kind of drove me nuts. So it was like I mean, I was planning on leaving for over 2 years. Like it was way out in front of me. I was helping since like 2010, 2011, helping my business partners grow what was at the time Blue Skies. And we had the window cleaning and pressure washing and maid services. I didn't leave the corporate world till fall of 2016. Like I had a long runway of like dipping my toes in and dipping in a little farther and then buying some equity and then helping them out and doing some acquisitions. And I was so risk averse. We waited until my wife, she was in a full-time MBA program, and so wasn't making any money. And so I was like, well, I'll keep the corporate job with the benefits and the good paycheck. And then then she went to go work for 3M, basically doing the business development stuff that I was doing in my corporate job. And I was like, all right, we're going to pull the old switcheroo. You go get your corporate job. And now I'm going to go make half as much money and work twice as hard.
Yeah.
And I gave myself 5 years. I was like, I'm not just going to like jump in and jump out. Elvin's in the house. What's up, Elvin Chica? Thanks for checking in, man. Good to see you. I was like, I gotta like give this enough runway. I didn't burn any bridges. Like I was still friends with a lot of people in the corporate world. I just had to try it. Like I was like, I have to try it. Now's the time to do it. We won't miss the money because she's gonna go and make all the money anyway. She's still the breadwinner. That kind of, you know, like got the sugar mama
Right.
going on. But now Best Damn Bookkeeping has grown so much. We're like, man, when is the point that she would come and help me with this? And is like, now the risk aversion is in the other way of like, do we want to put all in one basket, or is it nice? You know, we got little kids, and so would it be better if we were working on the same thing instead of on different things? Because our schedules always are misaligned. I swear to God, our kids probably think we're divorced because they're like, you know, oh, it's my week with dad. Oh, dad's out of town this week. It's my week with mom. We just all live in the same house. But so like it's tricky to like take that leap. But I don't. If you got it, you got it. Like I just don't run into too many people that can't hustle it up and figure it out. Learn a lot of shit along the way. I just don't run into a lot of people that regret it. Like just doing your thing and working your ass off. And there's probably more money to be made in the corporate world, depending on like what world you're in and how you do it.
Yeah.
But you ain't having as much fun. I know that.
You know, to me, it's the time. Like if I were to say what is my biggest flex, it's my time. I can self-manage my time. Every morning we wake up, the wife and I go drop the son off at school. We have a straggler, he's 11, and we drop him off at school. We have our gym bags packed. We go to the gym, we work out for an hour, hour and a half. She goes tanning, she goes on the massage bed while I stay and work out. She's done. We wrap up, head right to the office. We're in the office at 10 a.m. every morning, you know? So like you don't get that in corporate life. You know, and that's just one of the many examples of what that looks like, the time. And, you know, I was able to spend a lot more time with my kids growing up. You know, it was just, those are the things that you can't even put a monetary value on, you know, like you can't say would another $100,000 been worth that? No, hell no, it wouldn't have, you know? So to me, like, and I didn't even know that going into this, but that's what I figured out was the best benefit was I could now control my own schedule and work as hard as I want or not as hard as I want.
Or hunt as hard as you want.
Or hunt. Yeah, that's another thing too. Yeah, like all my friends, they all have regular jobs, and I'm like, hey man, I'm going out hunting. It's Wednesday, and they're like, oh, you know, uh,
Cold front's coming in. Getting
yeah,
out.
I'm running an excavator down in 3 towns over. I can't do it till this weekend, or I got to work Saturday too. And I'm like, well, I'm hunting Saturday, so
Yeah, I'll send you some pictures.
Yep.
Do you and your wife work together on the business? Is she engaged in it, or is she just kind of doing her own thing?
No, she's in the business. So she had her own career. We decided to make that switch and have her quit her job and come work with us. And best decision I ever made. Now, it is not for everybody. Like,
that's what I'm wondering is like,
fair warning, like
that it's for or not for. I don't
know. Without getting into too much detail, so I'm on my second marriage. My first wife, when we worked together, it was like oil and water. Like it just, and honestly, like I'm a very aggressive guy when it comes to like, hey, we got to do this. We got to push through. We got to, go that extra mile and do that extra thing. And she was very passive, and it just wasn't healthy for our relationship.
Yeah.
But my wife now, we work very well. We're yin and yang. So it works very well. And it was two different ends of the spectrum in both those situations. So if you're in situation A, hell no. Right? If you're in situation B where you're in the yin and the yang and you guys can work together and it flows and you enjoy spending a lot of time together, right? That was the other thing, with me traveling and being on the road, and then all of a sudden I'm home all the time. I was like, ooh, we got to figure this whole life thing out again. You were a single mom for 8 years, and now here I am back in the picture, basically.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of that to consider. If you have the yin and the yang, absolutely worth it.
How do you? Here's the question then: how do you know if you do? Like, what signs are you looking for to feel like it's a good fit, or what signs are you looking for to be like, yeah, it's a bad idea?
Here's a great sign. If you can lay in bed at night and talk about business and not piss her off, 2 thumbs up, right? That's a good sign. If she's like, that's all you do is talk about business. Okay, all right, that's not going to work.
That's a really good point. I noticed, and I've had my wife on the show like twice over all the years that I've been doing a podcast, but I have asked her that back when I had all of our window cleaning and pressure washing and maid service stuff, and I started doing bookkeeping and Sean started doing recruiting. We had so many freaking irons in the fire. Mm-hmm. I was Voldemort. I had all these Horcruxes, and my soul was miserable. And my wife was supportive on like face value, but like was more like, what are you doing? Why are you working so hard for these guys? You don't even own all this thing, and like you're kind of getting taken advantage of. And like I was just the entrepreneur that's like, no, I got to work harder. I got to prove myself. I got to help all these people. And one of my core values has always been loyalty. And there was a point in time where I realized like, oh shit, I'm being loyal to all the wrong people.
Yeah.
And she was supportive, but she questioned it. And the minute I was like, hey, I got to like exit and restart, and here's what I'm thinking. Since then, she's like, now she's actually she does marketing at 3M. So she's been helping with my website, helping with like, now she's like getting into it and having fun with it. Before, I think it was, yes, I love you, I will support you, but I'm also kind of annoyed at how hard you work and how little you guys pay yourself.
Yeah.
And like everything you do. Like when I was running maid services, we get snow coming. I'd be out at 4 a.m. driving, making sure the roads are safe for my team. And just like, and she appreciated everything I did. But she was like, hey, are you driving to like make sure me and the kids are going to be safe too? Or is all you're doing
right?
All these, I had 100 employees around the country. Like I was nonstop. Like there was no room to stop, and we didn't have enough buffer to manage it all. It was me thinking about it and solving all the problems, and Sean thinking about it and solving all the problems.
Yep.
And now like restarting it, I think as you say that about like, can you talk about business in bed without one getting frustrated that you're talking about business? Now it's different. Like I think in that business, it wouldn't have been great. Now it's different.
Yeah,
So it's
yeah, yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, like there's times where like I'm not even thinking about it, and then she starts thinking about it. She goes, "Well, what do you think about this?" And I'm like, "What?
Yeah. Are we
Okay.
are we gonna do business right now?
Yeah, yeah. Are we gonna do business? Like, okay, let's talk
That's hot.
about it."
That's hot.
And
What?
sometimes I don't know what it is about Saturday mornings. Like, I don't work weekends. I haven't, and since I started doing this, and like my mind is free for some reason to think and like start to be the dreamer again
Mhm.
instead of doing the busy work Monday through Friday. So, sometimes I'm like just like pacing around the house, like my brain's running 300 miles an hour, and I'm like, I got to sit in front of the computer and do something. Like, I'm thinking about this thing, and I think it'll be great. We need to figure this out, and then she'll see me and she'll be like, all right, what are you thinking about? She knows right away what's going on, and I'm like, all right, well, let me run this by you. What do you think? And she's like, oh, that's actually a really good idea. Well, I've been thinking about this too, and what about that? Right? So you're starting to get that back and forth, and when you have that back and forth where it's not annoying,
Mhm.
that's the sign.
Yeah. Yeah, we're starting to have some of that now that now that it is our business, and she's like, oh, this is kind of cool that we're helping all these people and doing all this stuff. Like now when she gets to participate, it's fun instead of annoying. Like I
Yeah.
think for her, it used to be annoying. Like, oh, we got to Dan's
Mm-hmm.
business stuff is negatively impacting our family again.
Yeah.
Now it's like, oh, Dan's business stuff is kind of cool for the family again.
Right. Yeah.
And like the kids, like usually, I'm surprised Danny didn't run in here, although she did just text me. My 9-year-old oftentimes makes a cameo on the podcast. She's like, I've 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 let it annoy me a couple times because it will be distracting, but I'm like, no, like I do all this stuff for my kids at the end of the day, right? Like it's I'm doing my life, I'm living it hard and having fun with it, and I want them to see how this goes. And if they're interested in it, I don't want to be like, get out of here. I'm doing a podcast.
Yeah. Right.
Grab a
Yeah.
headset and
Come
listen
on
in.
in.
Yeah. And just be part of it. So
And the beautiful thing about this industry is we're all accepting to it. Like that is not something that would throw me off. It's not something that would throw any of the people that I want to work with off. Right. And it happens to me too when we have our monthly calls with clients. Sometimes, their little kid comes running in and they jump on and they're waving in the screen. And to me, that's like, I enjoy that.
Oh yeah.
Like, yes, we're having a positive impact on their lives. And I'm glad that I could meet their kids. Right. That's all good mojo for me.
The best is when your kids are around and their kids are around, and you're like, "Oh, you got some of these too." Like, hey,
Yeah.
come on, say hi. Like, here we go. Now we're having fun. What, Ray? I'm curious in the marketing front. Like, I see it on the recruiting end, working on higher lead chill stuff with Sean. Recruiting changes so fast. Like, even just while we were at CleanCon, and then before CBF Live, Indeed changed all kinds of shit in their algorithms, and Sean's like jumping through hoops and whatever, and like. I have to deal with QuickBooks nonsense and different software things, but accounting's still accounting.
Yeah.
Like maybe how the screen looks and where you do this and how you report that, they can move your cheese, but accounting's accounting and financial analysis is financial analysis.
Yeah, debit is a debit, a credit's a credit. It'll always be the way.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been in the home service game about since you started doing marketing, and it was like, okay, Home Advisor, oh, Angie's List, oh, and then let's do some Thumbtack. Oh, let's do radio now. Oh, that kind of sucks. Oh, how about yard signs? Oh, now we've got like this influencer marketing. Oh, hey, now YouTube ads. Wait a second. What is AI? How do we use that? I feel like your game keeps changing. How have you, do you feel that? How have you noticed it, observed it, played that game since 2017?
It's definitely changed. I mean, I ran Google ads when there was no competition. That's when I started for my cleaning business. Like I literally soaked up the whole market. How much ever I spent, I got back because nobody else was doing it.
It's an easy lever to pull. Like,
it was so easy. Google My Business wasn't even a thing when I started. Like you used to rank people's websites, and the first page of Google was like just 10 websites. That's all it was.
Yeah, now there's zero. Now there's zero organic on the
yeah, right. So yeah, I mean it's that's part of the fun for me. By nature, I get bored with being stagnant, right? So for me, I thrive in that environment. When I see change, I embrace it. I figure it the hell out and I crack the code. And I make sure that the people I surround myself with are smarter than me, because I'm not always the smartest guy in the room, right? And nor should we be. So I make sure that I've got a lot of SEO ninjas around me, a lot of marketing ninjas around me. I'm part of the 7-figure agency, which is like the CBF for marketing agencies.
Yeah.
And I'm also a coach for them too. So I have about 20 up to 30, but I'd say right now we're at 20 coaching clients that I coach on how to do marketing and, how to grow a marketing agency and how to handle your clients and all that good stuff through their process.
Yeah. Doing that through 7-figure agency, are you working with people in different industries so they're not like going after the same market you are? Or how the heck do you guys do that?
All right. So you want something, here's something funny. So Drew commented, right?
Yeah.
So Martha Woodward came in and had a podcast and brought Drew in through her podcast for QDS. And Drew somehow joined the 7-figure agency, and he was sitting there, and I remember him from the podcast, so I went over and just introduced myself, and then I sat down next to him during one of the events, and he was talking about, I said, what's your niche? And he said, home services. And I said, that's not enough. So he became my competition, right? So he joined, he picked cleaning as his niche and then came in, right? So, it's all good, man. There's enough business out there for everybody to thrive.
Mm-hmm.
And what it comes down to your services. Do you care about your customers? Does your team care about your customers? Do you care about processes? Can you manage a team? And do you want results for your clients in the end? And if the answer is yes to all that, then you can make a good living in this business, no matter what, if you have 30 or 100 customers. So, I want us all to be successful. I don't care if you're another marketer in the cleaning industry, that's fine. I don't feel like the territory is mine, it's all good. There's a lot, 273 major markets. There's probably 100 cleaning businesses in every single 273 major markets. Like,
oh God, it's like
right?
The amount of maid service businesses out there is.
Yeah. I mean, it takes about, 40 customers to be a 7-figure agency. So like, can you pull 40 out of there? Yeah. Probably. Yeah, you can very easily.
No kidding. As marketing has changed, like when you first started it, you were doing Google ads. What have been some of the things you've layered on or like surprises where you're like, oh shit, I guess we're doing this now. Like how
does that Google work? My Business was the first one. When it first came out, nobody knew how to SEO for it because it was so new, right? I could rank somebody. I was so good at SEO organic that I could rank somebody's website in 6 months guaranteed. And I would not put a guarantee on it because I could not guarantee, but we did, right? Every time it was 6 months, I got you to the first page. It was, or top 3. Those days are long gone. Google signals have changed. Everything has changed.
Is that even valuable anymore with how much shit there is on page 1? Because even if you're the top ranked website, you're maybe the bottom of page 1, probably page 2.
Page 1, still top 3 matter.
Okay.
If you're not really in the top 3 and in really independent company top 3, right? Because you'll have Molly Maid that's out there that everybody knows and they skip over. But if you're one of the top 3 independent choices, then you'll get traffic from it. You do.
Okay.
But the majority of the traffic does go to the GMB because it has the trust factor, which are your reviews, right? So you got your local service ads, you got Google ads, and then you have your Google My Business. So that was the first one. The second one, and this is
when did local service ads? I remember talking about this with Derek Christian, who was one of my old business partners and like was a CBF coach for a while. I remember him. This was like maybe 2017-ish. started talking about local service ads. I don't remember when we actually started using them, but did they come about the same time as Google My Business, or was it Google My Business and then after that they started doing local service ads?
After that, that was LSA. And here's the funny thing, right? So at the time, we have a rep with Google. If you're an agency that does enough volume, you get assigned a rep with Google that you can meet with and work with on your clients' accounts, things like that. Well, my rep comes to me and he's like, "Hey, Ray, we're starting this new pilot program, and I really think it'd be great for cleaning businesses." And I'm like, "Well, what is it?" And they're like, "Local service ads." And they're like, "Would you talk with them?" And I said, "Yeah, I'll talk with them, whatever." They have all my data.
Yeah.
Right? I had, 120 accounts in there. So I probably had the most accumulated data at the time. Nobody else was marketing for cleaning businesses but me. So I had the most accumulated data for that niche in one master account. And they ended up using me as a template for their LSA program. And because we were getting cost of lead at that time on average was $20. That's what the first cost per lead was on LSA, was $20. It just matched what our account was.
Yeah.
But I wasn't sure what it was going to be. I'm like, "What are you guys doing here? Like, are you trying to take us out of the equation?" Like, I was very,
Yeah, it feels like it, right?
Yeah, I was kind of standoffish because I'm like, "Hey, they don't need us if you have LSA. Like, where are you going with this?" And, like initially when it first came out, I lost like 40 clients probably.
Oh,
They
no shit.
all were like, "Oh, we don't need Google ads
I can just
anymore.
do
We
it."
got LSA.
Yep.
Well, after the dust cleared on that, like, you just can't get volume out of LSA. You can't. You can get volume out of Google ads. You cannot get volume out of LSA. So
And
if
you
you
still
want,
need somebody like LSA is not as valuable, I assume. I don't know how the algorithms work, but it's all tied together, right? So if you're not doing your Google business page stuff, if you're not also doing Google ads, if you're not like fully using Google, they're not going to send you a bunch of LSA stuff. They're going to send more LSA stuff to the person that's also spending money on Google ads, that's also getting a bunch of reviews, that's also really active.
Yep. Yeah. It signals all over that ties the whole system into one, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why people are like, "Oh, I don't like LSA ads." I'm like, "Well, put it this way. You stop it. That's another signal Google doesn't see you using their system for, which is a negative impact. Then your competitors are there. You're simply just giving up market share to them. So do you want to give up market share to your competitors, or, are you a 2 million business trying to get to 4? Because if you are, then you don't want to give up market share anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Right? If you're just trying to scrape by and you're trying to get to your first 20K, max LSA out, like, do it, put all your money into it, get as high as you can. And then when you're frustrated and can't get any more, then do Google ads.
Yep. I forgot what I was going to say is what happened. I had a thing, and then I forgot what else.
Yeah. So that was the second one, the second major shift. And everybody was kind of panicking with it, on the marketing side, like, "Oh my God, what do we do?" And it literally has had, other than, me losing a bunch of clients initially, it has had no impact on, revenue for us or clients. Like, we simply now manage both. So if you come in and you want Google ads and we have a budget, we split the budget between the two and then adjust it accordingly, right? If we can typically get about 50% of whatever your LSA value is in a lead for Google ads. So we can get cheaper leads through Google ads than you can via LSA.
Yeah.
So, depending on where you're at and what your budget is and how many leads you need is depending on where we move that money.
Yep. I remember what I was going to say. So, and this is kind of my view on the recruiting side. And again, recruiting and marketing, same principles apply, which is, if there's a click out there and I can get it, I'm not as concerned if it's like a garbage click. Like, yes, I want better clicks, but in recruiting, we get like, I need 500 applicants to get 5 good employees. I'm used to shitty clicks. It's more, I'm worried about the client acquisition cost and the process of how I get from those 500 down to the 5 that I really want. And so if I'm gonna get a bunch of LSA clicks, but my acquisition cost is still good, like then it's on me to build a better funnel to get to the really good ones. Like, how do I weed them out using the least amount of time possible and the best system possible to alleviate tire kickers quickly?
Yep.
So that
and it's simply, it's the exact same in marketing too. Like, I don't care if I pay $100 per click. If our cost per acquisition is $100, who cares if it was $100, right? If you're converting at 100%, you'll pay the $100. People get tied up because they don't know what their cost per acquisition is, and they don't know how to capture that. I mean, we show our clients what that is. So for them, it's very clear what their cost per acquisition is. But for most people, most marketing agencies don't do that. They're not in the business.
They're like, here's how many clicks we got you, and
yeah,
how much
yeah. Here's your, you
like,
got 20,000 impressions.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
what does that mean?
That doesn't do anything for you. Whatever your cost per acquisition is tells the story. That's key there. And if it's an acceptable rate, then you're like, okay, put more fuel on the fire and let's go. If it's not, then you got to troubleshoot. Okay, is it a funnel issue? Is it the traffic issue? Are you doing Facebook lead forms versus sending Facebook ads to a landing page? Because the lead forms are super poor quality. I can get you a lead for $2 a piece, but they all suck. So what's the point?
Yeah. Do you dabble? Like, when you first started, was it just Google, and is it still just Google, or do you get into Facebook stuff or YouTube ads or different things on AI? Like, what other platforms do you branch out into or mess with?
So we do, part of our SEO is we do optimize for AI. There are some things. So to me, SEO and ranking for AI is one and the same.
Okay.
It is not like a separate service. There are a few tricks in that game that you can play to get found into search chats. The problem is their algorithms, they're so new, their algorithms change so fast.
Oh, I bet.
Like, and I'm talking every 6 weeks, it's got a new algorithm, going on. So like, I don't think they even know where it's going yet.
That's AI.
That's AI, right? My prediction is it will go to paid before you really get the organic advantage from it. So it'll be paid ads first. You'll sign up just like you do for Google ads. They will be a threat when they decide to do that to Google. They will steal traffic when they decide to do that.
I suppose like Gemini is going to do it at some point because
they've already done it. Yeah. They just started.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah.
Oh, I can see that. Interesting.
Yeah. So they just started like AI. God, I could go on forever about this.
Now we opened it up. Now we Pandora's box is open.
There's so many different ways to use this. You can be a generalist and you just have like your chat and you talk to it every day, and it does pretty good. I'll say that. It's not amazing. Like, the advice, I can tell my clients, like, when I get an email and they're like, we need to create these kind of articles and these kind of pages, and I'm like, oh, that's ChatGPT.
That's some ChatGPT shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, that's not how this works. And then I have to explain to them why we don't do that. And then they go back into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT is like, oh yeah, he's right. Like, come on, guys. There's that level of ChatGPT, so you can't like take it to the bank every time it says something. It's like 70% good, 30% crap, right? Then there's the way of how to leverage it for automation within your business. Now we're talking, because really that's the value of what AI has to a small business right now.
Yeah.
Nobody knows how to do it though, right? Not a lot of people do. I'm still learning, 2.5 years into it, how to do this, but I have a grasp on it now, and the outcome is scary.
Yeah.
It's scary because I see, and you know, I follow Sam Altman and all these big wigs, right? And IBM and Microsoft, and I listen to their theories on AI and where it's going. Man, I don't want to be doom and gloom, but man, I'm just gonna say it's scary
Yeah.
where AI is headed and what it possibly could do for us. There are good things because it can be smarter than a human and it can think 24/7 and it can help solve medical issues and things like that. That's great. But where it's going to fail society is through taking of jobs. That's where it's going to fail society.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out in the long run. Like who are the consumers? Where do they get the money from? Who has the jobs? Like
Right.
things will still need to get produced and made.
Yes.
But a lot of the thinking will be outsourced. And
It will be. And the labor markets are the ones that are grandfathered in for the longest, right? Until you get bots out there that can replace a human in cleaning their house or, you know, doing your plumbing or something like that, or putting your roof on, you know, we've got nothing to worry about. And that's a long time coming. Then you have the expense behind it. And how's that going to filter out? There's a lot of who know what there, but the white collar jobs, that's the part that is scary.
Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them, and then they turn and compete in the blue collar jobs because that's what's left.
Right.
Wages go way down, drives, which competition goes up, but is there enough demand for it?
That's correct. Yeah. Is there the demand for it? So it'd be interesting. You know, I truly hope the government puts some kind of regulation on AI on how we can implement this into society, and that they utilize it for the right things and not kind of let everybody do this free for all.
Yeah, it's like they don't know enough of what's good and what's bad and how to regulate and what to let go. I had that conversation yesterday, day before, is where it's like there's got to be. I was over the weekend. I was talking to my mom. I was like, "There's got to be regulation on just disclaimers, like what is and what's the penalty if something is AI or made with AI or supported by AI and it's not disclaimed, and like how do you enforce it?"
Yeah, I don't think
there's so
like
much.
we're on the tip of the iceberg for that. Like we haven't really seen what that's going to look like yet, and it's probably going to be a lot. Yeah, I don't know. But meanwhile, like, you know, I just say the power is in your service. Be good to your people. Do good for your people, your employees, your clients, your family, the people around you, and you'll be okay no matter what.
When in doubt, just go hunting and fishing more.
Amen, brother.
Yeah, AI.
Amen.
Gotta go fill the freezer up.
Right.
It is funny. I was talking to a gal a few weeks ago on the show, and she was like, "We're already starting to see the need for human connection like come back," and we saw that kind of through COVID. There was a blitz of like post COVID, everybody like the attendance of trade shows and get together things and masterminds and whatever like spiked, and then it kind of had a natural fall off. But now as AI's gotten more prevalent, it's going back up again.
It is, yeah.
People need that interaction and like that human connection. And so the more AI is there and it's freeing us up and hopefully in a good way, like frees us all up for time and less busy work.
Yeah. I mean, there are practical things you could use it for, right? But you know, in the end, like everything we do is about people and just trying to be a good human. Like that's my take on life, and whatever gets in the way of that is just a distraction. So, you know, choose on how you want to look at that.
Yeah, totally. What are you seeing? Are you seeing like decent lead flows and conversions from stuff like Chat or Gemini or anything like that? Like, are you seeing that for clients already?
Yeah, we are. There's been a lot of studies. Well, I won't say a lot. There's been some very good studies done on this. It's still not there yet. It's about 1%. If you see like Chat took away the links inside its replies.
Really? Okay.
Right? Because it didn't really know how to monetize it, and it didn't want to give free traffic away. So then you got to literally ask it for the link. Hey, can you give me a link to that website? And then it pulls the link to the website because it just literally just mentions the company now. It doesn't actually link you to it. It will pull in third-party articles that may link to you, right? But it's usually not a direct reference. They have like an agreement with Walmart and I think an agreement with Amazon where they may pull the products in, and they earn an affiliate commission on the sale or something. But I don't think they know how they're going to monetize that for small business. Well, I mean, I do know how they're going to do paid ads, but it's still a very small amount. Like, I lost a client that was with me for 9.5 years because he was freaked out about AI and not being found. And this marketing agency sold them on AI is the next biggest thing, and you're going to be behind. And I'm like, dude, you're not going to be behind. So
people are still mostly buying shit on Google.
Yeah, right, exactly. And you still are. And a year later, I'm right. So I'll take that as a win in my theory on how this is going to play out. So, and we've seen ChatGPT only for big marketing budgets, like you have to have 200K a month or something, is running paid ads or testing it. When that gets to the smaller audience, that will be an interesting pivot, and we'll be there for that. We'll be right on that.
Have you seen anything take off with YouTube ads at all, or any other like social media ads? Or to you, does that just feel like more awareness marketing? Because I run this all the time. We did billboards in Minneapolis a couple of years ago, and the billboards themselves sucked, but our Google clicks went from 500 to 1,700.
Like, branded search is what you're talking about, right?
Yeah. So it's like if you do awareness marketing, they still go back to Google to buy. And like I had this call today about somebody running Facebook ads. I'm like, well, don't turn off your Google, because half the people that see you on Facebook are still going to go back to your Google business page and buy from you there.
Exactly. They create branded search. Yes. Yeah. And you can't track it back to the source always. First attrition, last attrition. Where did that customer come in your funnel first? And then where was the last time they came in when they bought? It could have been, it could have been Google My Business. It could have been organic. It could have been local service ads. It could be Facebook ads, whatever, which we run it all. But Google, YouTube ads for B2B is good. For B2C, not so much.
Really? Okay.
You could use it for traffic signals for local traffic. So you could geo-target some Google ads in your area, so you get that traffic to your website, and that's a signal that Google sees for SEO. Same with Facebook ads. You could do that too. But Facebook ads works. It does work. Let's see, TikTok, like that stuff. It will work, but it takes a lot of work to do it, right? There's the videos, there's the content. You got to constantly be pushing that out, and it's a borderline a full-time job. So either you're good at it and you do it, or you're not good at it and you don't, or you hire somebody who is good at it to do it for you.
Yeah.
And the expense versus the return isn't there when you can just give me $4,000 and I can create, at $50 a lead, how many of our leads $4,000 is, right?
Yeah.
It's like printing money with the roadmap that we have. So it's easy for customers to scale with what we know works and not mess around with these other things.
Go ahead.
Reddit, maybe one that I haven't tried yet that I think may have some potential.
Yeah, it's got a lot of chatter out there.
That has, because Google indexed it, right? And now you see Reddit threads showing up in Google search for topics like, I've got a client in Hoboken, house cleaning in Hoboken, and there's a Reddit thread about made in Hoboken that a customer posted, and it ranks right underneath their website, and they get leads from it all the time. So organically, there's some power there, but also maybe some potential with the paid ads as well.
Huh. Okay. Do you, what's, I mean, you work with tons of cleaning companies. What do you see as the biggest hang up when you're like talking to cleaning companies? What inhibits or prohibits them from being good at marketing, like, or being able to use a service like yours to the fullest extent? Like, what's the, because I see people get, like Sean talked about it when he was speaking at CBF, just like the leadership stuff and the culture stuff. You can get you all the applicants you want, but if you suck at leading people,
yeah, right. Yeah. And that's part of it too. Like if you suck at closing leads, it doesn't matter how many I can get you or how cheap they are. You're gonna, you're gonna drown and it won't work. But what I have found, one of the things being niched down that I really love is like I can macro analyze a business and see 7 other problems that aren't marketing that all need to be fixed, that aren't marketing, but they all affect marketing, right? Yep. Close rate, churn rate, how efficient are your cleaners, right? Those are all variables that, like, if your cleaners are super inefficient and they're not doing 100,000 a year for you and they're only doing 50, you're not going to have the money to spend in marketing because they're so inefficient. You don't have the budget.
Yep.
We had a client that literally with the same leads, okay, didn't change the leads, but he changed how many people he hired. And every time he hired people, his revenue went up. Same amount of leads because the schedule was open. So now you could take these people that you were pushing off before because now you have people to fulfill the services.
Yeah.
So, month 1, we're like, wait a minute here. Lead flow didn't change, but you just jumped 40 grand. How'd you do that? Oh, I had,
I hired people.
10 new hires. I'm like, okay. So
Abracadabra.
Right. So all this time we're thinking we need more leads. No, we don't. We needed more cleaners.
Yeah.
To match the demand that we were already supplying. And I don't think a lot of people understand that.
I thought Debbie did a good job of talking about that at CBF Live, of like your panic number and like how you get stuck there. And Sean and I, when we were running all of our maid service businesses, we had looked back at our data, especially as like he got doing more and more recruiting. And this was like a lesson learned when we decided we had to be like world-class at recruiting. After years of compiling our data, it was really clear every time we stopped growing or had to pause, it was an employee issue, a turnover issue, which caused us to have to slow our marketing down or not be able to convert the leads because we didn't have anywhere to put them. And it was hilarious. It was, I mean, you would have thought we were the 2 biggest dummies on the planet. Like, it was so predictable, like watching when we had employee issues and then what our revenue did. And like our marketing spend would have to go down because like, why are we going to spend a bunch of money on marketing? We can't do anything. And then, as you know, then it would take like a month to ramp back up once we had the employees. But then by then, 2 more people would quit. And then we just had this like roller coaster of just being stuck trying to grow these damn maid service businesses. When if we just would have had the right employees, we could have had Ray just pumping the leads in. But we always had to have our Ray slowing our leads down because we're like, hey, we can't hire anybody. We lost 2 more people, whatever the case was, over and over again.
Yeah, that was eye-opening. For me, like, oh my God, I wonder how many clients I've lost because hiring was their problem and marketing wasn't, but they think it was marketing.
Yep.
And I didn't know enough to be aware of that. So now our reporting includes those kind of metrics where we see those other things that could be blocking their company that is not marketing related, right? That could be affecting the marketing. So we are a marketing agency, but we're extremely consultative too at the same time, where we track those KPIs.
Yeah. I see why you kind of have to be, because you, like you said, your ability to perform is going to be based on all these external factors, and you can always get a better result if you can like help them get their cogs right so that they actually have enough margin structure to be profitable enough to spend on marketing.
Yeah. How about just know your CAC, right? Like, let's go back to the basics here. You can literally do a simple number to get that right now. Like, just take all your marketing and all your sales and divide it and, figure out what your cost per lead is or your cost per acquisition is. It's that simple.
Man,
And
it was funny looking at that chat during CBF Live and just some of the questions that came up in there. And they're like, "How do you calculate this?" I'm like, "What? How did you get here? Like,
yeah,
where have you been?" Like, but it's a reminder of like some people are like brand new, like they just fell out of the womb yesterday and they started running a cleaning business, and you're like, "Holy smokes!" And you would answer it, and then they didn't understand your answer, and it's like, "Oh, I'm using words that are still too advanced. Like, you don't even understand what I mean by acquisition. I got to bump back to like define acquisition here.
yeah,
I got to unravel my brain a little bit."
yeah. It's like, you know, you want to help everybody, and we truly try, but you can't always, because everybody's in different parts of their journey, right? And if you're in that infancy stage where you're still trying to learn what numbers even mean, when some people see numbers and they just run, they hate them, they don't want to know them, they're like, that's not my thing.
Yeah,
I don't want to see it. Like, makes no sense to me. But I'm sorry, if you own a business, you better love numbers. You better love it.
What you're in the game of. You signed up for a numbers game, signed up to play a math game.
Yep.
It is hilarious to me. We spend so much time preparing dashboards for people, and then we record videos for them every month to like walk them through their data. And most use them, but occasionally I'll run into something that's like, I just don't even watch the videos. I'm just scared to know. What the hell are you paying us for? You're scared to run a better business and make more money? That's the silliest thing to be scared of. But they get like apprehensive, like they don't want to be told they're screwing up.
Yeah.
They just avoid it and just keep struggle busting it. It's crazy.
Here's my answer to that. Fear is the enemy of success. Like, if you don't want to, if you're not ready to face your fears as an entrepreneur, you have no business being here, because you're going to see them every day, and every door you open, there's a new one.
Mm-hmm. Debbie said, make your next move scared.
Yep. Amen. Amen.
Gotta roll, man.
Yeah.
What as you guys are scaling, get cleaning clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Is for you, is it a business you're trying to scale to a certain size or a certain number of clients or a certain number of revenue, or like what, as your own business owner, aside from helping everybody run their businesses, what's the vision for yours?
I mean, I'm very content. I got to say, I am very content with what we have, and we have a very solid program, and clients have never been an issue for us, and money has never been an issue for us, and the success has never been an issue, and time has never been an issue. So, you know, I think about this like, all right, when I retire, then what? You know, what are we doing? So, you know, that's really where I'm looking at. And I think, you know, if I can onboard 2-3 customers a month, I'm happy. I'm good. I can outpace churn. Every business has churn. That's just how it is.
Yep.
And, you know, we have steady growth, and we're good. So that's really my goal is, you know, a couple clients every month consistently. Yeah, that's it. Pretty simple.
I had when I restarted Best Damn Bookkeeping, so I had Blue Skies Bookkeeping for basically 2018. We started doing external clients, and I exited that in 2023. Not of my desire, but like I tried to buy my partners out of it. That went about as bad as anything could go. And so I like kind of got held hostage for a few months, couldn't leave, couldn't start my thing. Finally got started September of 2023. So I'm about 2.5 years into this. And I had to like really reflect on what the hell am I trying to do here? Like, I love working on people's businesses with them and being the finance nerd and like chopping up the numbers. And I've been there, right? I've been out cleaning. I've been the dude whose cleaners called in on Christmas Eve, and you're the one out scrubbing the toilets and doing the thing. And so, like you, I have a total love and respect for the industry and the people hustling and like building stuff. And I looked at like what's important in this. And this is hilarious for a finance guy, but I was like, we don't care about revenue. Like, we care about everybody else's like revenue.
Yeah.
We want to help people grow. We don't care about profitability. We're a finance firm. Profitability if we can't design a business model that is innately profitable, we have no business doing other people's books.
Right.
We're not going to worry about profitability. We're going to build it. Like, it's not to worry about. If we just do the right stuff, profitability is a result. Revenue is a result, but we're not setting goals by it. It's not, the goal isn't let's make Dan more money. Like, and I tell our team that all the time. We will make more money. We're going to make more money because our one metric that I stand by is client attrition. And I tell our team we don't fucking lose clients.
Yep.
Like you said, you will have some natural attrition, but the reason I love having a goal around attrition is if we have to fire a client, or if a client decides we're not the right fit, or they go out of business, or whatever the case is, tomorrow we wake up, goal today, lose 0 clients. Goal every day, lose 0 clients. There's times we have to fire them where we said, like, that was a sales problem. Dan should have never sold that client and signed them up. There's times where it's like, oh, my bad. There's times where we haven't executed the way we want to. Maybe we fire an employee. Maybe we learn, right?
Yep.
Or maybe both. And so, like, having that target has always, like, kept us really steady, focused on just delivering the best result possible.
Yeah, it keeps you honest. Yeah.
And, like, the growth just happens by accident. It's like, that's the way it's meant to be. Like, the customers demand it. They crave it. I did not expect to get as many darn demos as we did from CBF Live. I had a wait list, like, in a good way. We had a wait list of 18 going into CBF Live. And I felt like the beauty of bookkeeping is we're not in a hurry. We are in a quest to do the best job possible. And I will not rush to give you a shitty result. And I don't want to, like, stress my team out, because that's going to create turnover and lose people, right? Like, they're all working their asses off, but we need to do it at a pace that we can do a kick-ass job. Like, attrition is the most important. I don't care if you use us, but I do care that once you're here, we're going to, like, do everything we can to provide a great result. And like, we're going to do this for the next decade or 2 decades or whatever. There was one gal that was, like, in my trade show booth at CBF Live, and she's like, man, I really need to get this going. I'm like, ma'am, you've been in business for 18 years. You just met me. Why would you need to have this in the next month? What is it going to do for you? Like, you haven't you haven't had this for 18 years of running your business. I think you'll make it. We've already talked about enough stuff for you to work on in the next month, regardless of whether I can give you numbers or not. It's way more important that when you do start using us, that you know for certain we're going to dedicate the right amount of resources and the right amount of time to do a really kick-ass job for you. And I will not jeopardize that. Like, if you don't like that, go find a shitty bookkeeper somewhere that'll promise you to get 2 years caught up for $200 or whatever the bullshit is that they say, and it won't be organized in a useful way. It'll just be done and reconciled, and you can do your taxes. Yippee. And so I've just, like, as long as we can stick to that, the business will grow itself. We just got to keep executing and keep, like you said earlier, we just got to take care of people. Just got to help people.
Yeah. I will never sacrifice quality for anything, right? The churn is a good metric to that, because that tells you, it's just like any industry, cleaning industry, marketing agency. We all want to be about 95% or 5% churn rate, right? And that's where we're at. We're at 5%. So that tells me we deliver a good product, right? And you can't make everybody happy, and not everybody fits into your system, and you have to, that could be a sales problem. Usually it is. You can almost,
I was going to say, I'm trying to get better at realizing it up front before my team starts working on it and goes like, man, why did you bring this person here? I'm like, sorry, I thought we could help them.
I mean, you want to help everybody, but honestly, there are some people you just know you can't, I have a guy scheduled a meeting with me, and he's like, well, I already did my on page. I already built my website. I just want you guys to do backlinks. I'm like, that's not our business model. Like, we want to help you achieve your goals. Like, what are your goals, and how do you want to get there? We want to help you get to your goals. We're not just a service provider. Like, if you need that, go find some spammy link farm somewhere.
Go. Yeah.
We're not the guys for that, we grow businesses and we build relationships. Those are the two things that we're good at, and we communicate well. So, and I thrive on that. And as long as that stays consistent, I am happy.
I tell everybody during the demos, the most important part of bookkeeping is communication. And the son of a bitch about communication is it's a two-way street. The
Yeah.
number one reason we fire clients is because they suck at communication.
Yeah.
We have a weekly check-in process with every client. Like, I know we communicate better than every other bookkeeper that's out there. When communication sucks, it's you. So we're going to ask you questions and we need answers to do a good job for you. So if you're expecting to hire somebody that just does it all and it's off your plate and you never have to think about it or talk about it, we're not the right firm for you. We're going to make you think about it a hell of a lot more and make sure your shit's good. That's why you hired us. You didn't hire us to hide from your numbers. You hired us to embrace your numbers. Scotty chimed in. He said, so we started together and you were only 6 months in. Yeah, Scotty, but it's my second bookkeeping business. I was like 8 years. Well, I've been doing bookkeeping for home service companies since 2011. So 15. I was 15 years in. We just started dating 6 months after I went through a divorce, is what it was.
Right.
That's how you need to think about it. That's how you need to think about it. I'm not a virgin over here. Just 6 months after I got divorced is when you found out.
Yeah, right. Like we're just playing with your money, trying to figure it out. We know what we're doing. Like, yeah.
Been at it for a minute. Scotty, he's like crushes it. It's crazy. Called me today. He's like, I think I need 4 more vans. He's like, should I buy them or lease them? I'm like, man, I feel like we got some math to do right now. But,
yeah, right.
But I'm cutting up stuff to make dinner for the family. So we'll see. We got some math to do.
Nice.
What, where do you see the home service space and cleaning in particular going? I have been of the mind that this is like a great industry to bet on. I'd run cleaning businesses for a while. I did get burned out on it a big time because of the way we did it and got spread so thin and so many employees and with little kids. And then like I said, Voldemort splitting his soul up. Like I had these Horcruxes everywhere and it was just hell to me. And so I don't like crave running a maid service business again, but I do feel like this space is still and will be for a while a great space to bet on. Like, these are my people and there's going to be a lot of work to be done here and a lot of people to be helped. Where do you see this whole like home service space going?
Well, so that's an interesting question, because if you go back to 2010 when I first started, an $800,000 business was a monster. Oh, they're huge. Like, you need to be like this guy because he's got it all figured out. There weren't even $1 million cleaning companies. Mm-hmm. There were definitely not $2 million and $3 million and $4 million residential cleaning companies. They didn't exist.
Yeah.
Now today, like $1 million is the average, right, for a professional service. And like 2 million, and I have clients that are 4.5 million. So like, you can make some money here, guys. The supply and demand, I think, is the biggest thing that I have seen increase.
Yeah.
The DIY guys are dying off. The guy to fix their own plumbing, the guy to mow their own lawn, the woman to clean their own house. That part of society is kind of gone. And we have this new era of people that need to hire these things out, or they understand what their time is worth and they make enough income to pay for that time.
Yep.
So I think we're seeing the balance of those two things. So the demand for these services alone has just became massive. And it's like, if you're a solo cleaner out there right now and you want to make 10 grand a month, you can. Now, you probably work in a waitress job and making 2. Mm-hmm. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can make 8,000 more a year if you wanted to just be a house cleaner and work for yourself and not grow any more than that. And there's enough demand in the market for that.
Oh, big time.
So I'm betting now, I'm all in on this home services. Like, it's not going anywhere, and it's only growing and getting a larger portion of the economic revenue.
You said one thing earlier, and I hadn't thought about it this way, but now you got me thinking about it this way, as like a wild card that I don't know what to do with, but this is the thing I'm going to lose sleep over before I have to wake up at 4 a.m. to go out turkey hunting, is with AI and a lot of white collar jobs going away, a lot of those white collar jobs are the clients of our clients.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, where does that wealth redistribution go? Do we see our clients, like, they're obviously going to need more marketing to find replacement clients for that. They're going to need some bookkeeping to give them the data to tell what's working and what's not working. But they're going to have an attrition happen from their clients,
Yes.
losing wages or re-entering the workforce in a different space. I don't know what that looks like. Like, that's a bit of a wild card to me, and I haven't
It is, yes.
play out yet, but I could see that start to play out in the near future.
So I was meeting with a client today, and we had a funny conversation that kind of goes around this. And she's like, Ray, well, you do this with a lot of businesses. What do you see their numbers at? And I'm like, honestly, like, they're all over the place. Some people's closing rates are 60%, others are 30%. The different markets have a lot to do with that. Some people's churn rates, like the more established companies, I see some of their churn rates are like 1 to 3%. Like, people would pray to have that kind of churn rate, when other companies that are younger and growing, their churn rate's higher. It's more like, I would say 5 to 8%, somewhere in there. But in the end, the only number that matters is revenue and gross profit, right? Or net profit.
Yep.
So as long as your net profit is there and you're growing in revenue and that's matching your net profit, all the other stuff is just vanity.
It just tells you what to do a little more of or a little less of.
Bingo.
It tells you what to keep pushing on.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I don't know what that looks like with the AI component. Again, it's scary to think about that. I hope that some regulations come in and stop it from happening before it becomes a problem. And, just have faith in humanity that we'll make the best decisions for ourselves. And we either choose to adapt to it or ignore it and live our lives and be happy. Like, if I had my way, I'd go back to being a caveman.
Oh, big time. Big time. I'd be like, oh, internet gone? Okay, great.
Yeah.
I'll drive over and see Ray. And if the cars are gone, I'll walk over and see Ray. We'll still
Right.
We're still gonna go hunting and drinking some whiskey cokes if we need to.
Oh man, like, I see my son, he's in his room on his phone all damn day, and I'm like, you couldn't keep me in the house when I was 11.
Yeah.
The street lights come on, I know it's time to come home. That's it. Where were you all day? I was doing a bunch of stuff. Okay, no problem. You got school tomorrow.
Yeah. I was out in the woods dicking around, building forts, killing frogs, doing cool shit.
Yeah. That's awesome.
We'll see. It's a weird world our kids are going to grow up in.
It already is, yeah. In many ways sad, because I feel like, and I've seen some statistics, like kids are growing up not knowing how to have relationships because everything's online and they're talking on Snapchat and text message, and they don't know how to have a face-to-face conversation with people. Like, freaky, right? I mean, that's the environment like we grew up on, and we understand that because that's how we had to live. We had no choice. Where these kids are having a choice now to live this offline or this online kind of life and avoid reality. And that's freaky.
It is freaky. I'm always torn because I try to get my kids off of screens, but then I'm sitting there on a screen. I'm sitting on screen right now. So there's
different when you, the day I can delete Facebook, I'll be happy. I don't know when that's gonna happen, but
I got hacked and I was off it for like 4 months. And it was bliss, man. It was great. I never had any bullshit political things pop up on my feed of dumbasses talking about dumbass stuff and acting like they know how the world works. I loved not having Facebook, but here we are. We're on Facebook right now. So
I know. It's a love-hate thing. I love it for what it brings my family, and I love it for the ability to get a message out that I think is powerful and important, which is, just being a good human and delivering a good freaking service and letting people know, hey, this is what I do and my service is better than most. So give me a shot,
Yep. Well, Ray, I better get my ass going on this work stuff, and then I gotta get up at 4 a.m. to go chase some turkeys around, man. I appreciate you hanging out, talking shop. We'll obviously have to do it again. And
absolutely, brother.
Good
Have
luck.
a good day tomorrow. This was fun. Let's do it again.
We sure will. We sure will. Business nerds, you guys know what to do. Work smarter and harder. Go earn yourself some pride. Good night.
Good night.